everyone, Nicole here from Canadian Nickel Scrappin', and today I am going to venture away from my Sweet Treats cartridge, and I am going to use the Life is a Beach cartridge, and I'm going to be making this little desert island. I'm going to be making this square card feature for the desert island, and let's get started. These are going to be my colors I'm going to be using today. The card itself takes a lot of layering to make the different colors for your stranded card. So I've chosen all these colors, just kind of walked over and grabbed something that was kind of muted and fun. And now I'm going to start cutting up. Okay, so I've cut the square card using the square card feature. I've cut all the pieces out just because I don't have a whole lot of time this morning, otherwise it would get very noisy in here when I was trying to do a video. So I cut the card at 5 inches, and when you do the layering for the layering features for this card, the cutting for it at 5 inches ends up being that big. So as you can see, it's really, really big. So you've just got to kind of play around when you're doing the cuts. And I ended up going down to about 4 inches for the palm. I ran this through my Cuttlebug just to give it some texture. And all the layers, I ended up just adjusting the size for the different layers just so I could get it on. So I wanted the base of this palm tree, which is this cut right here. And so I'm going to cover all this up with all my layering pieces. I'll just move this out of the way a little bit. You just want to use your two-way glue gun. I've got 3 different Zig 2A glue guns. I have this kind of wider one. I have a super thin one, which I'm about to use. And then I have a super, super wide one to re-glue my mats, which I re-glued my mat yesterday. So everything's all nice and sticky again. So there's that layer right there for the palm tree. And then I picked a darker colored layer to go over top. This one's super thin, so that's when you want to use the really thin Zig 2A glue and just run it along there. It's very sunny again in Calgary today. It's going to be really hot, and where I do all my cards is in my breakfast nook because it has 10-foot ceilings and pretty much floor to ceiling glass. I love to make cards in here just because it's so nice and bright, but whoa, the problem is I have my blinds shut to help take out some of the light, if you can believe it. This is the 3 feet of light over top of my blinds. There, so there's that little layer. Just want to, it's a little harder when you use the Swiss Dots embossing because you gotta just really push it down. So that's what it looks like. Oh, geez, I hope it comes through. And now we need the sand to go over top. It's a slight bit smaller, but that's okay. I don't mind that. So we're gonna take the sand, and there's also a little tiny starfish, which I'll show you what I did there to do the starfish. Now the story behind this card, there is a story. My mom has been touring England for the last 3 weeks in Scotland, and she was supposed to arrive home last night, and unless you live under a rock, you know that all of England, all of Europe actually, is not moving. Their airspace has been closed. So she is stranded in England. So I thought I would make her a stranded card, which I'm sure she'll appreciate if she gets home. They have no idea when she's going to get home. So that's why I thought this little stranded island card would be kind of appropriate. So I'm going to mail it out to her, and it'll probably arrive to her before she gets home. It'll get to her house. And then what I did, right here you've got this little starfish hiding. And so what I did was I recut the card on just a scrap piece of paper, as you can see. And one of the first cuts it does is this open window part. So I have, once it cut the little star out, notched it out I've stopped it. So I'm going to trim that out and put the star right there so then you can see it. Okay, so I've cut out the little tiny starfish, and I just used my pop dots and I trimmed one so that the little tiny starfish could be popped up. And because the starfish is already kind of notched, it's pretty easy to just trim it out. So he's going to be popped up. Now if I had thought about it, that would have been really cute if I embossed this little desert sand as well. Okay, so I'm always talking about my scrap bin, and I'm always digging through my scrap bin for all sorts of great colors, and a lot of the videos I'll be saying that I'm in my scrap bin for a lot of things. So in the back of this card, it's just a little too plain, so I'm going to put some blue back there. So instead of grabbing a new sheet, I'm going to try and dig through here and find a piece that will fit, because I'm after this color, which I used yesterday. So I think that piece is going to do the trick to fit in there. Okay, so the great thing about knowing your size of cards, so this is 5 inches. I've cut this piece of scrap Baja Breeze paper at 4 3/4 and 4 3/4, and then it just nests in layers in there really nice, so you can write your sentiment in there. And then I went and also grabbed from my scrap bin this kind of tempting turquoise color, because I thought that would be really pretty to go in behind. And I'm just going to tear along, because of course when you're stranded somewhere, you're just feeling all disheveled. And I talked to my mom today and I felt so bad for her. And then it kind of gives that rough feeling, just like there's a little bit of ocean back there. So I'm going to glue that up, because I think that looks kind of cute. Ah, look at that. Nice and crooked, just like I like it. I'm going to use the Thinking of You stamp. And I'm just going to put it right down here in the corner. Let's see. Make sure that you have it the right way, especially after you've spent all this time. Thinking of You. Okay, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Up marker. This is called Taken with Teal, and it matches the paper. I think I called it Tempting Turquoise, but it's actually Taken with Teal. And underneath the Thinking of You, I'm just going to write in Stranded. Okay, so when you make a mistake and you've done all of this work, when I wrote in Stranded, I got the N. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick fix. So don't panic. If you mess up somewhere, there's always a punch that could hide your mistake. And there you go, my deserted island card from my mom stranded in England. And don't forget, if you make a mistake, you can always hide it with a punch. Thanks for watching and have a great day.